Hi, my name is Anna, but I don't really think I'll be needing an introduction since most people who will click on this video will probably know me. I think the only people who will be watching this will be my family, such as my mom, dad, sister, or some of my friends, or people I've met through work or high school, probably. In case you aren't, and you've clicked on this video randomly and you found me in some weird way, who are you? Anyway, it's been a very long time since I've made a YouTube video. I've checked and it was like, I believe 2 years ago since I've made like a real face-to-face YouTube video. I did make some other small videos, but they weren't really meant for anything. They're just there because I wanted to share them, I guess. And just because I haven't posted new videos doesn't mean I've tried to make new videos, because I've tried to make a lot of new videos that I wanted to post on YouTube, but I never did. But let's just say it's mostly insecurities and being very critical about myself. Even right now, as I am filming this, I'm not sure if this video will ever see the light of day on YouTube. I mean, if you're watching this right now, you know. Anyway, I feel like today's the day that I finally want to make something again. And I have kind of been inspired by other YouTubers who are so talented and so inspirational to pick up a little old favorite hobby of mine, which is thrift flipping, I guess you could call it. But I used to do this back in high school days. I found like an old dress and I would make a new dress from it, or I found an old skirt and I tried to make a new skirt out of it. It's kind of that kind of idea, but I haven't really done that in like 4 years. Like the last time I checked, I had made a little alteration to my bathing suit, and that was back in 2016. I don't think I have any other videos in which I tried to make anything or thrift flip anything. A little fun fact though, I do still have one of the first dresses I have thrift flipped in my closet. I have picked it up and we can just look at this thing that I've made. It used to have these little pin buttons you could like poke through the fabric, but they fell out, so there are no buttons left anymore. Sad story. But I've worn this dress to a Christmas high school party, which they threw like every Christmas, and I believe it was quite alright. Like, I was around 14, I believe, at the time that I've made this, so I can't be really too harsh on myself, but she's looking rough. You can like see from like the close up, I hope it will do this. You can see like I didn't even use white thread, I just went in with the black thread and just sewed on the lace, didn't care at all, and you can see that this thing wasn't really on the side, it was just randomly kind of poking through the middle, whereas the other side is ending here. It's just looking really rough. And I can't blame it, because it was one of my first dresses, it was one of my first things that I had tried, so I can't really be too harsh on myself for my very first dress that I made for myself. You know, warm memories, but also a lot of pulling the dress back up because it was slowly just lowering itself because the elastic wasn't doing very well. But now you've seen the qualities that I have, which are many. And boy, they're rusty because I haven't done this in a very long time. However, I did find a very cute new project I wanted to work on, and that is this super long skirt that I found at a thrift shop. The first thing that I just noticed that I really enjoyed about this skirt is the fabric. It's a really cute soft green, and it has little shapes on it, so I really like it and I enjoy it, and I think the color would suit me very well, so that's why I picked it up. I bought this for only €3.50 and the brand is Dupe, I believe. So the idea here is to make this long skirt into a super cute dress. We're gonna just start right here at the beginning. so we're now on to day 2, and today we're going to try and reassemble the skirt back into a dress. But before I'm going to sew everything back together, I really want to make sure that this fabric is as flat as possible, because right now it's very wrinkly. It still has the shape it had when it was a skirt, but we're going to iron this fabric down to make it flat and workable. So I made sure that I've ironed everything, every piece of fabric that I wanted to use initially. I have like the band that I want to use for the top part of the dress, and I'm just going to use little pins to pin them and pinpoint them on my own body to see where I want them to fit. So I have ironed the fabric down and I have fitted the fabric around myself, and I noticed that both the front panels were actually wide enough to fit around my upper body, so I don't really think that I'm going to use the entire fabric for the upper body area, because I think it won't be necessary. So instead of making sure that I'm going to sew all the pieces together, I'm going to break them apart again. So I'm going to use my nice little toolie, and just like yesterday, I'm just going to rip the fabric apart and is it disassembling? I don't know, just making sure that they're not together anymore so I can make the other two front panels match together. Alright, I think it's time to bring in the big guns, and with that I just mean the sewing machine. Isn't she lovely? I always think of the time when I was 14, I guess, or something around that age, and I was using the sewing machine a little bit more regularly, and I was working on a denim thing. I don't even know what I was making, but I was making something of denim. And I didn't even use a special needle, because you actually, I didn't know that back then, but you actually need like a special needle that's meant for very difficult, stronger fabrics like denim or leather. My mom went out for a little while because she was going to do some groceries, I believe, and right after she left, the needle just popped. So yeah, 14-year-old melodramatic me just cried instantly. I really believed she was going to be super angry because I thought I'd broken the entire thing. This was before I knew that you actually have like backup needles. I cried, and my mom found me when she came like back from groceries, and I was crying like a baby, and I believe she just was like, is this my child? I don't know. She was super sweet, and she explained that we have backup needles, so I shouldn't be so sad about it. What a memory. Anyway, enough of weird memory sharing. What I'm going to do is the waistband that I've just created, I'm going to attach that to each other, and then I'm going to see if it still fits around me. Alright guys, so I pinned everything down so these parts aren't really put together, these parts aren't really put together. This isn't either, but this is kind of like how the dress is looking right now. I pinned everything down, I just put right sides together. I made sure that I used the pins to pin everything down. These sides are a little bit uneven, so I had more fabric on this side than on this side, because otherwise the bottom would definitely be very wonky. But as far as I can tell, the difference isn't really that problematic.
Several days later.
So it's been a couple of days since I last worked on the dress, and let's just say we failed. Well, I failed because I did all the work and you were just watching me fail. I mean, you could have said something. Anyway, today I feel like it's back to the beginning because we're basically just going to strip the entire dress again, fix the mistakes I made, and hopefully restore the dress back into kind of a semi-less horrible thing. I really hope I can fix this all because right now it just feels like I've wasted a lot of good thread that was kind of expensive and a very nice fabric which I could have used to make a very cute dress with, but I mean, people, this is why you measure and measure and measure every time, and I just thought I could freehand this stuff, but okay, enough with this. We're going to fix the mistakes I've made and hopefully save this dress. I guess that just concludes the end of this video. I know it's been a while and the dress is far from perfect, but I didn't really want it to be like this was all about the end result and how beautiful the dress became. I really like the dress though, but I know she's not perfect. And really that's just fine by me. It's been a long time since I've done this and I'm really happy with the end result. I am going to make future projects like this and hopefully get better along the way, and I hope to take you along for the ride if you like to see these kinds of videos. I really hope you enjoyed this video and I hope it gave you some sort of inspiration if you needed any. I guess all that's left to say now is have a wonderful day and bye bye.